In today's video, I wanted to share with you this very powerful mantra that I have been using for the past couple of years. And this prayer or this mantra has been really instrumental in bringing all of my success towards me in a really faster rate than I could have ever imagined. And I kind of created this mantra, or actually discovered this mantra, after reading the book Prayer, The Art of Believing by Neville Goddard, because when I read that book, it definitely created a shift in me, because it helped me understand a lot of concepts that I wasn't really sure about, like the concept of everyone is you pushed out, or even the concept of manifesting and law of assumption. Because by this point I had been reading a lot of books on manifestation, a law of attraction, but still I wasn't seeing the kind of progresses that I wished to have seen by then, right? But when I discovered this book, it was a game changer for me. So if you want to learn about this mantra that changed my entire game of manifesting, stay tuned in this video and let's get started. Welcome back to this video, guys. My name is Rav Sitola. I'm your manifesting coach, and if you haven't yet signed up for our free course, Manifest Like Neville, the link is still out and you can find that in the description box below. And also, if you're looking for additional help to manifest your desires, I've created this hypnotic audio pack, which is more like meditations based on Neville Goddard's techniques, and all of these meditations are catered to help you strengthen your imagination based on your desires, so you can bring them faster into your reality. I mean, it's just gonna basically change the way you feel about your desires and make it feel possible inside you, so you can start attracting them to your life faster. Before I give out this really life-changing mantra to you, I mean, it has definitely been life-changing for me, so I'm hoping that it will be for you too. I wanted to give you a little background about my understanding of prayer. So I grew up in Hindu culture, where we were taught to believe that if we needed something or if we wanted something, we had to pray to God and ask for it. And there were all these TV shows that would come in our TV channel where it was based on ancient Hindu mythologies, and we'd see these people who were like meditators or tapasvis. They would just go to some place like a mountain or some place like quiet, and they would just close their eyes and pray for maybe months or even years and ask to God for what they want. And all of a sudden, the deity that they were worshipping, like Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu, they would appear in front of them and grant them their wishes. This shaped my understanding of prayer in such a way that I felt like if I wanted something, that I had to really beg to God, and maybe they would just like hear my prayers and they would answer them. And I think this is true with not just my culture or the culture that I grew up in, but I think it's true for a lot of cultures out there. If you were raised in a similar background where you were taught to believe that prayer was all about like begging or asking, let me know if you relate to this in the comment section below. But when I read the book Prayer, The Art of Believing by Neville, it made me understand that prayer had nothing to do with actually asking to God. It simply meant that you have to first get the vision of what you want in your mind, and it's almost like saying thank you for making that wish already coming true. When I understood that prayer was not about asking to God, but rather it was actually feeling that you already had that wish in your life, or your desire has already manifested, and thanking that in advance for what is yet to come. Prayer had to be in a reverse order, where you were already thanking for something in advance for something to happen, and then it would come true later on. Because before that, when I was affirming or visualizing, I was almost coming from this place where I was expecting something to happen, right? I was expecting that somehow my prayers were gonna be answered and this wish would come true. That really changed my entire understanding of prayer, and not just prayer, but about manifesting in general. And I really grasped the concept of the prayer and how I could apply it into my own life. I started assuming for things to happen before it did, and a lot of things started to happen. But there was this mantra that I started using in like repetition all the time in my mind, and I didn't even realize that I was doing it. And every time I felt like things weren't working out, this was my the go-to mantra that constantly started happening in my mind. And I wouldn't even say that I actually invented or discovered this, because it just came to me from this almost like this divine intervention. I don't know how else to describe it. This goes along the line with a mantra that Neville often used, which was "it is done," and I see a lot of people using it too, and it is beautiful. But sometimes it's hard for your mind to grasp the concept of "it is already done," because when you see in the reality, you don't see the evidence of that, right? So instead of saying "it is done," I started saying that it's actually happening in the background right now. And I actually used to say this just to calm myself down at the beginning, but it just happened to become more and more natural. So for example, I would visualize about me like trying to lose body fat, because this is something that I recently did. Maybe I should actually make a video about this too in the future, because I had all this like extra pound of weight that was adding up in my body. I didn't realize this, but even my belly was like bulging up so much, and my older outfits, my pants and my shirts wouldn't fit me at all. So when I started working out, or just doing some like cardio, going on treadmill, or doing some like bicycling or things like that, I would often say to myself, of course this is happening in the background, right? Everything is working on in the background. Because if I look for evidence on the day-to-day basis, like I didn't see any results at all. I didn't see any changes in the scale of the weight. For the first 4 months, as I was doing all this like exercising, working out, nothing actually worked. When I was going to the gym, it didn't work. It was working a little counterintuitively for me, not just because of the working out, because of the environment that was in the gym. So I had to actually quit the gym and started working out in my home. All this time when I wasn't seeing results, I was simply saying to myself that everything is actually happening in the background. It's all working out in my favor. But it was only in this last few months that I saw the changes that I wanted, and it happened so soon that even I got really blown away by surprise. Not just me, but my friends too. But I lost the weight by just tweaking up a few things, and it wasn't like really hardcore exercising or anything like that. But it manifested so fast by simply saying to myself and making myself believe, by saying that it's all happening in the background, whereas in the beginning nothing seemed to be working. So what I'm trying to say is, this mantra doesn't only help me to manifest certain outcomes, but it also helps me to build faith when I feel like nothing is happening. It also helps me in the times of crisis, or when I feel like nothing is working out in my favor, when I don't see the direct evidence of my intentions manifesting out there. That's why this mantra, everything is working out in the background for me, has been a really, really crucial thing that I have applied in my life, because it gives me that kind of like a rational perspective in the reality that I don't know everything that's going on right now, and maybe there are things that that's outside of my own comprehension right now. It gives me all this like different perspective about how reality is flexible and things like that, right? Whereas if I just said like, okay, it is done, maybe my rational mind doesn't agree with that, right? Because it doesn't see the evidence right away, and it tries to rebuttal with it. But when I say that things are happening in the background, it makes things much easier for my rational mind to observe that and get that into the subconscious, making me believe that, okay, yes, things are actually happening. So this is the prayer. I highly recommend you try it. If you're affirming right now using visualizations or hypnosis or meditations, anything, just during the day, affirm to yourself like, everything is happening in the background for me right now. Or maybe there are things happening in the background that I can't see, or whatever feels more natural to you, right? Because affirmations or prayers are not about just using some pre-made word that you can find on the internet and start applying it to your life. It must feel natural to you. That's what felt natural to me, because it kind of helped me balance my rational and the subconscious mind together. So I trust that this video was of great help to you. Let me know in the comment section below what's the most valuable thing that you got out of this video, and what's the mantra that's gonna be for you that's along the line of it is done, or it is happening in the background for you. What is that mantra? Let me know down below. And like I said, if you need some additional help, don't forget to sign up for our alignment meditations program, which is based on Neville Goddard's techniques and teachings. And with that, I want to wish you all the very best. Happy manifesting. Goodbye and namaste.